Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, happy Friday to you. Good morning, guys. Coach Kyle Evans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Maps Coach, Bold Coach, all the things coming here to set you up right today, man. Getting our daily checkup from the neck up, making sure that our mind, our will, our spirit, our focus, our intentionality is right before we go on and tackle either the workday or this weekend or prepare for the onslaught of business coming in next week. Do I have some stuff for you today? The weary traveler returns from the road. I have been on the road with Keller Williams for Bold for the past 6 weeks, and this week we had our graduation day. Our graduation was filled with triumph. It was filled with gratitude. It was filled with fun. It was filled with energy, and it was also filled with very weighty, heavy moments. Some moments of forgiveness of others, of oneself, of letting go, of breaking limiting beliefs, of just challenging our mental process. And it was truly, man, it was magnificent to be a part of. Like said very simply, it was amazing to watch these individuals, these human beings just deliver for 6 weeks, right? And then also just challenge their own status quo, challenge maybe some programming or stories or a prison of someone else's design or their own that they've been living in, say, hey, you know what? No more, no longer. And I am, man, forever grateful for that. I spent a lot of the week just in the floating in the feelings ocean because it was moving. It was moving. In fact, I'm sure you can see on my chest here, love you, mean it, Coach Kyle. One of the quotes that I said, man, the entire amazing room in New York, they surprised me with the shirt, and they surprised me with all of them wearing it at once, and made an awesome donation to charity, and it was just, man, it was powerful. It was powerful, and so reflecting on that, thinking about that on the plane and coming home and laying in bed last night, just processing, really processing everything that I got to witness is just an overwhelming sense of gratitude, an overwhelming sense of just awe in people and the human condition. In fact, I was talking to my wife about it, and I was telling her about some of the unique scenarios and some of the things that I saw, and it's just emotional, right? And she was like, "Wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of wild stories." I said, "Man, I need to sleep. I need to decompress from some of this weight, from some of this momentous just magnitude of human spirit." I told her, I was like, "Man, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve being able to be a small piece in these great people's stories, and it's just awesome to be a part of." And so when I was thinking about what to talk about this morning, I had no choice, ladies and gentlemen. I had no choice but to talk about gratitude today. And so we're going to talk about gratitude, and not as Gary says, in a hougie bougie way, but in a real way, in a scientific way, in a practical way, because I think it's that important. One of the things that we do in the bold room, and if you've been in my rooms or heard my coaching, you hear it. We send out gratitude messages, right, or a video or a call, and more often than not, one of the things we hear from the receiver of the message is, "Are you okay, man? Everything good?" It's very odd for you to call and give gratitude. And it's so funny because it's like, wow, we give it so little that the reaction, that the response from the receiver is one of confusion, or they think that something must be terrible in our world for us to go out and spread a little light, man. So we're going to talk about that today because I think it's that important. I don't think, let me change that language. I know, guys, gratitude It's not soft. It's strategic, right? Like if we're a leader, if we're a business owner, which we all should be and we all are, especially in the eyes of Uncle Sam, it's something we should be implementing into our day and our life. So let's be real, man. Gratitude, it's one of the most misunderstood words when it comes to performance. Like a lot of people, they hear it and they think it's passive, right? It might be thought of as being content with less. You know what I mean? When you hear people say like, "Hey, be grateful for what you have," it's like, okay, cool. But are you saying that I should just be content with being less than or not having what I desire? Being accepting of what is instead of reaching for more? That's the miscalculation, man. Real gratitude isn't weakness, it's focus. It's not settling, it's sharpening. Gratitude isn't just good energy, it's literally high performance psychology. Let me back this up. A study from UC Davis found that people who wrote down what they were grateful for every week were more optimistic, they exercised more, and they felt better about their lives. More optimistic, exercised more, and felt better about their lives just from writing something down that they were grateful for each and every week. Harvard, you may have heard of it once or a thousand times. Researchers found that gratitude is strongly correlated with higher resilience, with stronger immune response and better decision making under stress. I don't know if you're a leader out there or running your own business like me, but you know what I could use more of? Resilience, immune response, handling decision making under stress. Hello, it all comes from gratitude. When you do that more, it's correlated with those positive side effects. Neuroscience shows that practicing gratitude activates the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. Say that 12 times fast. You're welcome. The same region tied to emotional regulation, focus, and goal setting. The practice of gratitude is strengthening that part of the brain, that muscle with emotional regulation, with focus, with goal setting. It's not just feel good stuff. Gratitude can be a leader's strongest weapon. You see, most people, they live reactionary lives. I suffered from this for a while. Sometimes I do still fall into it. Let's just be honest. We check our phones first thing in the mornings. We see a problem. We feel pressure. We start the day carrying everyone else's noise. But when we start with gratitude, when we lead with perspective and not pressure, the day begins to shift. You see, gratitude gives us altitude. It gives us altitude. It puts us above the problems so we can then lead through them. You guys ever tried to solve a problem when you're neck deep in the mud? It's hard. You can't see everything around you. Gratitude gives us altitude. This isn't fluff. This is leadership hygiene. Before I lead the team, before I step on stage, before I get in coaching calls, before I enter a high stakes meeting or negotiation, I pause and I ask myself, what is already working? What are we already doing well? That's pausing for a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of focus on the good. I'll give you a story. In World War II, two soldiers, they were trapped behind enemy lines. Same mud, same cold, same danger. One focused on what he did not have. He didn't have warmth. He didn't have food. He didn't have safety. The other one, though, he focused on what he did have, a brother at his side. He had a bullet left. He had one prayer to whisper. He had hope. Only one made it out. Only one made it out. Same battle, different outlook. Same battle, different outlook. Totally different decisions, totally different results. Gratitude doesn't erase adversity, it just anchors you to reality. So your choices, they're not driven by fear, they're driven by abundance, ladies and gentlemen. You may have heard of it said like this: what you focus on expands. Or said another way, your life goes where your focus flows. Are we given time to focus on the right thing? Are we taking a moment to think about what we do have instead of what we don't? And as always, I have to tell you, I'm talking with you, not at you, because this is something that I continually am working on strengthening. How can we focus on abundance? How can we focus on the positive emotion? How can we focus on our strengths instead of our weaknesses? How can we focus on what we do have, the tools at our disposal instead of the gaps, instead of our lack? There's so many things happening in this world that you don't know about. Some of the people that you are walking arm in arm with, some of the people that you were talking to on a regular basis, some of the people that you see at the restaurant, the coffee shop, the local hangout, the community chapter meeting. Some of these people are battling things that you have no idea. Some of these people are showing up with good energy and pouring into others selflessly, and they are battling some dark stuff. And I had a great reminder of that multiple times this week. Stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you do. So before I get too man misty here, geez, powerful week, ladies and gentlemen. How can we get tactical with gratitude? How can we get tactical? Number one, we want to stack it before the stress. We want to stack the gratitude before the stress comes, before the sales calls, before the team meetings, before the decision points. Pause. Name three things you're grateful for. Speak them, feel them, anchor yourself to them, resonate with them. It will raise your energy, it will raise your focus for what's to come. It will prepare you for the next moment. Gratitude neutralizes the ego. Gratitude neutralizes the ego. You show up to serve, not to seek. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, when you serve, when you show up to serve and not to seek, the world begins to change. Your results get better, your mood gets better, your happiness and joy increases. So we want to stack gratitude before the stress ever comes. Number two, you've heard us say this before, and I'll say it again, reframe the problem. Use gratitude to reframe the problem. When something goes wrong, ask yourself this thought: what is the lesson or what is the gift inside this grind? What's the gift inside of the grind, ladies and gentlemen? You lost the deal? Cool. Did you gain valuable insight into the objections that you will absolutely dominate next time? Bad client experience? Awesome. Did you learn the gaps and holes in your business that you can now fix? Was the client cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Great. Did you start to realize what red flags and boundary breakers look like now? So in advance, next time you can correct that problem before it ever comes? Tech failure during a webinar? Been there. Did you learn how to appropriately plan and how to have a plan B and how to master your tech in advance so it doesn't happen when the room is all staring at you with eyeballs? Still working on that one, as you guys know. Team conflict. Did you gain clarity on what your culture actually is? Did you gain clarity on what the underlying nature of your crew is? Did you gain clarity on some of the personality types? We don't lose, we learn. Problems are opportunities, problems are gifts. You didn't hit your goal? Good. You found the exact place your system needs refinement. You found the exact place maybe your calendar does, maybe your skill set does. It's not denial, it's domination of perspective. What is the good that you can take from it? Because the truth of the matter is this: there is good that you can take from every stress or problem. That which you think disqualifies you can actually qualify you. It's not denial, it's domination of perspective. Number three, bake it into your systems. Gratitude isn't just a mindset. It should live in our calendar, in our conversations, in our culture. It should be ever present. Can we add gratitude to our weekly team meetings? Can we start off our stand ups with gratitude? If you have one on ones, can you ask for a win that we can all appreciate this week? Maybe it's sending a voice memo out to someone on your team. Maybe it's sending a voice memo out to someone who's a client or a partner or a peer. Hey, by the way, just a heads up, this is one thing that I appreciate about you this week. I just wanted to let you know. Maybe for yourself, it's setting a reminder once a week or every day that we've talked about before. Can you add 3 micro wins? Where are you winning that you may not be giving yourself credit for? Guys, leaders don't just say thanks, they create a climate of gratitude. What climate are you creating for the people in your world and for yourself? Is it one that the scientific research shows is going to make your life better? Or is it one that's going to lead to the unfortunate fate of that World War II soldier? The choice is yours. Guys, today, some things that I'll offer you is this: text one person a specific thank you. Not just thank you, specificity. What are you specifically thankful for? Maybe it's how they showed up. Maybe it's how they continue to show up. Maybe it's something they taught you. Maybe it's just their smile. Text one person. In the bold room, we do an exercise called the strengths that we see. And we list out strengths that we look up to in other people. And then I encourage them to text them that. Guys, if you weren't in the bold room, you're just at home. Can you take out a sheet of paper this morning? Identify 5 people that you look up to that you know. Write a strength, a character trait, or a virtue that you love about them. And then here's the pro tip: text it to them. Let them know. Write down 3 micro wins for yourself. Or finally, before your next pitch, before your next sales call, because this is Friday, that means it's a work day. That means we're getting after it. Before your calls this morning, can you ground yourself in 3 points of gratitude? It's that simple. And yet we get so busy, we get so caught up that we don't slow down and do it. Every time we do these powerful exercises in the bowl room, there's such a large realization of people of, man, this is wonderful. I can't believe we don't do this more. Here's your sign, ladies and gentlemen. Do it more. Love you. Mean it. Do it more. Do it more. Your beliefs become your behaviors. Your behaviors turn into what you become. Are we going to lead with gratitude this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Are we going to lead with gratitude this week, guys? We don't need more inspiration. We need more awareness. Gratitude is our advantage. Gratitude is our grounding. Gratitude is how we stay sharp when the world gets loud. And I promise you, if your world is not loud, it's coming. Don't let pressure define your posture today. Let gratitude do it. My name is Coach Kyle Evans, man, and I am grateful beyond measure to be able to get to spend my mornings with you. I am grateful that you have chosen of anywhere else and anything else that you could be doing that you are listening to this. I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. I am grateful for this weekend. Let's go get it. Let's have some fun, and let's step into some gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, love you, mean it, and I will see you next week.